Sonic the Hedgehog turns 33 years old today, which is insane. I've been a fan of the series for roughly a decade now, and I've at least been familiar with the character and franchise all my life. Sonic Generations was the game that got me into the series as a fan, and in my opinion is the best anniversary title and the greatest thing Sega has ever done to celebrate the series. Though I think Sonic Generations did some great choices for stages to celebrate the franchise, I've always thought what other stages Sonic Generations could have chosen to represent each game. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Stages that should have been in Sonic Generations. For Sonic 1, I'm going with Starlight Zone. Green Hill is definitely the best option for Sonic 1, even despite the hate it gets these days. But if there was any other Sonic 1 stage to pick from, it would definitely be Starlight, as I feel like all the other stages are slow and boring and haven't even aged well. And they definitely don't fit with how the series evolved. Like, just imagine a stage like Marble Zone in Sonic 3. You couldn't imagine it, because that stage aged like dog shit. But Starlight Zone is one of those couple Sonic 1 stages that actually aged well and do hold up today. And it has great scenery, so I think it would be a cool stage. For Sonic 2, I'm going with Casino Night, the stage I feel like should have been in. Chemical Plant's fine, but Casino Night's way cooler. I know they used it in the 3DS version of Generations, but that version didn't have 3D modern Sonic stages. This stage would be super cool in 3D. Imagine all the gambling and bingo games you could be doing. And they'd have a bunch of alternate routes and like pinball sections. It would be sick. The closest we've ever gotten to this was Bingo Highway in Heroes, but even that wasn't the same. For Sonic 3, I thought Sky Sanctuary was the best possible choice to represent that game, but if I had to pick another, I'd go with Ice Cap Zone, as I hate that we have no snow levels in all of Generations. Ice Cap would also just be super cool for this game, as I feel like the classic Sonic version of this level could have the snowboard segment just like in the original, but the modern Sonic version would kind of be controllable, like how you can control the skateboard in City Escape, though the only problem I could see is that Sega doesn't have the rights for the Ice Cap soundtrack, so they would probably have to remix a version they used in Sonic Origins, which is kind of lame. But I still do think this is a great choice, as this is probably the best snow level we've ever gotten, and it's definitely something we need in Generations. Now for Sonic CD. Probably weren't expecting this one, were you? I know Sonic CD doesn't have a stage slot in Generations, but that's why I called this video stages that should be in Generations. For Sonic CD, Stardust Speedway may seem like an obvious choice, but it's already used in the Metal Sonic boss fight, and I'd rather pick something else anyways. And if I had to pick any other stage, I'd honestly pick Wacky Workbench. Now you may call me crazy, since this is by far Sonic CD's worst stage, but just imagine the level design potential for modern Sonic Boost gameplay. The floor would make you bounce around and you'd homing attack onto enemies, finding various pathways. All that while you avoid electrical currents. That would be fun as hell, man. And in the classic Sonic version of the stage, I could add the past and future signs, which would be pretty cool. For Sonic Adventure, I'm definitely picking Twinkle Park. This is a stage I wish they used instead. Speed Highway is fine, but it's just another city level, which we have enough of in this game. And they don't even have the At Dawn section, which was probably the part of the level that made it stick out. Twinkle Park is a far more interesting stage, because you got castles you can jump around on, you got a roller coaster, you can do go-kart racing, and even bowling, which would be something cool to add in classic Sonic's version of the level, spin dashing through pins and shit. And in modern Sonic's version of the level, you can do like go-kart racing, you can go on roller coasters. It would just be super cool. I think it would be way cooler than just going through a city for the third time, running on walls and shit. I don't know, that's just me though. For Sonic Adventure 2, I think City Escape is a great choice as it is, as it's like the staple city level of the entire series, and it's just like the most iconic Sonic Adventure 2 stage, the one that just makes a game, you know what I mean? But if I was forced to pick a different stage, I'd go with Pyramid Cave, as it's a very cool looking stage with some fun puzzle segments that I feel like could work perfectly for the Boost gameplay. And the classic Sonic version of the level could kind of be like Sandopolis, but good. I considered picking Green Forest instead, but I found Pyramid Cave to be a lot more interesting of a choice. For Sonic Heroes, though I thought Seaside Hill was a fine choice, I'm going with Frog Forest. There's an argument for Hang Castle, that was definitely my second option, but Frog Forest would just work better for a game like Generations. It has an open environment for boost levels, its scenery looks super cool, and you could have a bunch of giant frogs in the background. I also think the alligator chase sequence could work perfectly for like a 2D classic Sonic segment. It's just a great stage overall, and it's definitely my second choice behind Seaside Hill. For Sonic 06, this one is a no-brainer. Crisis City should have never been chosen, as I already use it in Silver's boss fight, and it's almost the third city level in a row. The stage that they should have chose was Kingdom Valley, the best possible representational stage for Sonic 06. Not only is it a far better stage than Crisis City, even in the original game, but it has far better and more interesting scenery and stage design potential. The part where you have to run fast, jumping across massive waterfalls would have been awesome for modern Sonic's boost gameplay. And those water grinding segments would have been awesome for a 2D classic Sonic stage. Man, I really wish they picked this. I was originally going to choose Wave Ocean, but that's kind of just an Emerald Coast remake. Though I'm really glad they're adding this stage in Shadow Generations. Now for Sonic and the Secret Rings.
What? No, alright. I know that sounds bad.
Honestly, I understand why the storybook games didn't get into Sonic Generations, especially Black Knight with all the sword stuff or whatever, but Secret Rings honestly deserved a shot. Despite being a game with unbearable controls, it has some awesome levels, and the level I'd choose for Generations would easily be Night Palace. This stage doesn't only look beautiful, but it would also just be an epic stage for modern and classic Sonic, as all the platforms are made out of glass, so maybe you could like stomp through some parts of the stage and find secret pathways. There's also a flying carpet in this stage, kind of like in Aladdin, which I think is really cool. I think that would be awesome for classic Sonic's version of the stage, since like Aladdin was one of the best-selling Sega Genesis games. I know that sounds crazy, but it would be a pretty cool reference, you have to admit. And at the end of the stage, the entire palace could start falling apart, just like in the game, and you have to hit like hourglasses to make it stop. That would be really awesome. This is a stage that definitely deserved to be in the game. Now, Sonic Unleashed did a great job by picking Rooftop Run, but if I had to choose another stage, I'm tilted between Jungle Joyride and Chun-Nam. Jungle Joyride is an extremely beautiful, challenging, and open-ended stage with visuals so good it took until the Xbox Series X to run this stage without lag. But realistically, I'd have to go with Chun-Nam, as I feel like it's a more expressive and higher potential stage for Generations. I mean, sure, it doesn't look as cool, but I feel like it would be more fun to actually play, and it has way more potential. Imagine having classic Sonic run across giant dragon statues, or have modern Sonic boost across the water and bridges. The possibilities are endless with this one. And last but not least, we got Sonic Colors. I really don't like Planet Wisp as a stage in Generations, but I think it's a great choice. It represents the game best, and the original stage on Wii was very good. Though if I had to go with a different stage, I'd go with Asteroid Coaster. I think the stage looks awesome, and it kinda serves better than Planet Wisp as a final stage before the Time Eater boss fight. This stage also has a lot of potential with its awesome roller coasters, its outer space setting, with asteroids and moons you can homing attack onto and run around. But yeah, and this stage also has like the Frenzy Wisp, which is awesome. That's a lot of fun to use. Imagine using that in the 2D segments. That would be sick. In my opinion, I honestly think this is a better pick than Planet Wisp. So yeah, that's all my choices for alternate Sonic Generation stages. It was pretty fun thinking this through, even though I think stages like Green Hill, Sky Sanctuary, and City Escape are perfect additions. I think stages like Chemical Plant, Speed Highway, and Crisis City definitely had better alternatives. But let me know what stages you guys would have rather had in Generations, and I definitely look forward to Sonic X Shadow Generations and what new stages they might add in that, which is coming real soon. And who knows, they might just add some of the stages I mentioned, and maybe some stages from Forces, you know, the best Sonic game of all.